Alright, hey guys, welcome to another video. This one is going to be on Protoss building placement, optimization on the map Fighting Spirit. So, if you play Brood War at all, you know that it can be frustrating to have your units get stuck. They can get stuck between buildings. It can be really annoying. And this happens to like bigger units, but it can even happen to probes and whatnot. So, the aim of this video, we're going to look at all four corners in every base, and we're going to try to figure out, well, actually I've already figured out, I want to just demonstrate for the sake of just having this on record, so I can look back on if I ever forget, and also I can share this to other people who just, you know, want a nice cheat sheet to have a nice smooth building placement. So, the goal is to have as many gateways as we can, with while creating a nice smooth path to our rally point outside of the base. Let's turn off the sounds. I'm pretty sure this is okay, good. Yeah, cheats are on. Cool. All right. So, anyways, let's look at this. The most important things, really, are just our rows. Like, once we have the row established, once we know where that pylon is that starts the row or rows, then we're good to go. In this spot here, the most important row, or the most important pylon, I should say, is this one right here, because that's the pylon that starts the row leading down here, which it covers all the gateways over here, the whole block over there, as well as the gateways to the right. So that's a lot of gateways just for a single row. These pylons over here are not required to power these ones over here, so these aren't necessary pylons. They're however, they do, of course, this is where I would put the extra pylons, right? Like, when I already have my stuff established and I just need extra supply, that's where I'm going to go with these. Just build my extra pylons all along here and over there. One other thing to note, too, though, by putting these pylons, like right to the back of your gateway, it's going to force your Dragoon to come out over here as opposed to behind the gateway. If these pylons weren't here, they would they'd spawn to the right of the gateway, and they would take some long ass route. So if we look at this guy here, right? If these pylons weren't here, he would go all the way down and all the way around, right? But let's see how it works. With the pylon blocking the back, he's going to go right up over here, or over there actually, which is fine, even quicker. So, yeah, really nice. Okay, so that's that row there, and our landmark, we're going to look at landmarks to help us out here, but actually, like, I usually like looking at dirt or the grass and just memorize what that looks like, but actually, we just can use our own nexus as a measuring tool. So, it's 1, 2, 3, like, that's how I memorize it. We're going to look at, like, the corner here. If we make the pylon, like, the top right of our pylon is at the corner of the nexus, right? Just like that. 1 hex down, that's where the pylon goes. So, 1 hex down from that. Boop, right there. Easy. Really easy to, yeah, easy to remember. So there that's that. The next ones we're going to look at is these horizontal rows, which isn't too hard. When I first start the game, I usually take the pylon up here. I just like taking it over there. It's nice. I don't know why. It's just where I like to put it. It also makes it so I don't have to worry about Dragoons getting caught spawning behind the geyser and having to. That's you never want this ever to happen. You never want a nightmare scenario of a Dragoon walking through a mineral line to get to the rally point. That just wastes a lot of time. So putting the pylon there, really good. It also makes us flash to the back of the map, so we can't get stuck up here or anything like that. So cool. So pylon here, and we could memorize the landmarks, but I don't think we really need to, because from here we're gonna make our first gateway. Our first gateway is going to go as far as we can to the right of that first pylon, which will wind up being there. And once we have that, we actually can just say, okay, we just want to go 1 space to the left of the gateway. And that's going to be our next row, which that's really easy. And that's really it. That's all we have to worry about. Literally, our second building that we make is going to be our landmark for our second row. And then we're good to go. We actually don't need to worry about anything more. So just that and our pylon down there. So really easy. We have our space for our tech in the back over here as well as over here. And of course you're not going to necessarily make all of these buildings, but I just wanted to demonstrate that you could actually fit all of them. And if you're curious how many gateways we can fit, it is 23 gateways. I should also note this is not necessarily optimal. It is possible for sure that someone has a better gateway setup. But this is what I've currently come up with. Big thanks to Jealous on the Discord. He's a Brood War player. Yeah, he's also on Team Liquid. Yeah, so thanks to him. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's look at the other corners now. Let's see. Load. Let's look at the 5 o'clock position. Oh yeah, this I really gotta. Note to self: if I ever do this again, kill the computer first. I don't know why I'm doing this one. I really don't need it. But yeah, this is kind of silly. I'm gonna have battlecruisers coming down there pretty shortly. Let me just really quickly just put some dudes over here, because I just don't. Yeah, look at that. Battlecruiser's already showing up. I just really need these guys just to like delay them at all, just because I need to like have them not get in the way of my buildings. Okay, let me just put them on hold or something. Just hold. There we go. Okay, that's just all of them. All right. Let's get to the important stuff here. So on this map, the first pylon that I want to make to set up our first row is let's see if we can see it. Yeah, it's actually, man, you really can't see it. It's really hard to see it. But this right here, there's a little concave of dirt. It almost looks like a palm that's like cupped in a way. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. It's like a little concave of dirt, and I put my pylon directly in the cup of the dirt. I don't know how to describe this, but it goes right where that concave of dirt is. So you're gonna place that there, and it's a really good spot because it allows us to put our gateways flush against the wall, right up against back here. So we're making complete use of our space. You know, we don't want like any kind of like gaps. Because then that means we're wasting space. So we don't want to do that. So anyways, that's our first row, and once that row's good, we're good. Because again, or actually, I haven't actually said this yet. So the whenever you continue your pylon rows, like this is an example we can do right now. We want to make our pylon at the border or the perimeter of our pylon energy. So if I was going to extend this row, I'd put the pylon there, because notice how that pylon is right at the edge of the energy from that pylon. So yeah, that's just important to note if you actually don't know. These spaces also are very important. Without these spaces, our dragoons would get stuck. So it allows them to get out and not get stuck. So yeah. Just real quick, let me just research that. There we go. Okay, anyways. Alright, that's our first row. Now, the second row is, it's obviously here. I'm just looking for, oh yes, that's right. This is the landmark I use for this. You can't really see it because, well, you can kind of see it, but a gateway is kind of on top of it. But when this gateway isn't here, you can more clearly see some buried fossils. It's like bones sticking up from the ground there, right? So what I like to do, I use that as a landmark. So we want to be, parallel to our pylon over there. So we're going to use that, and what we want to be is 1 hex to the left of the bones. So if we look there, like that's like directly underneath the bones, we want to be 1 to the left of that, and that's how we know we're good. So yeah, it's not directly underneath the bones. It's slightly to the right of it. It's like half of it is to the right of the bones, and then 1 left. Kind of a weird landmark to use, but it's the best one I've got right now, and I think it's pretty good. And yeah, those are the only 2 rows that matter. As for pylons, I've had a little trouble finding extra space for pylons. I could slightly limit the number of gateways I put down, and you know, just but still, I don't know. It's fine. All right. One thing I should do though, and this is going to help our gateways get to their destination faster. Put pylons here, so it forces our dragoons to spawn. Actually, this one should spawn right there, and that'll be a lot quicker, as opposed to having to walk all the way around. So let's see. It should spawn right over here. Let's see. Yes, it does. Notice that's really, really good. This one right here, without the pylons, it would spawn down here for sure. But let's see what we can do about that. All right, let's see. And let's see. Oh wow, that's really good actually. Right up front. Excellent. Okay. But yeah, anyways, this is our room for the pylons down here. We got tech we can also put down there. A little bit of tech over here. We actually can't put this Robo Bay. I don't think I could. I don't know why I didn't do it. Let me see. There must have been a good reason why I didn't do that. No, I could. Actually, that's fine. I think I just did it because it's, I don't know, easy to remember. But I think this is good. One thing to note too, though, is these gaps, which I should have mentioned in the other spot too. I can't remember if there were gaps or not. There probably were though. These gaps, though, by the nexus, I think are very important. If you don't have the gaps, then you run the risk of having, you know, dragoons running in the mineral line and getting stuck. So we don't want that. Always have a gap from your gas. In between where your gas is and your nexus is, you want a way to get out. So always have that be a thing. And but yeah, these pylons prevent that from being an issue here. Also gap here. Well, that's actually the same exact gap. It's just extended out. But that's it. It's really basic, actually. So let's move on to the next one. Just remember those 2 landmarks. It's the concave of dirt over there, you know, near your gas, and the bones, which yep, right there. There's the bones. It's 1 hex to the left when 1 hex to the left when the right side of the pylon is bordering the bones. It's kind of weird, but whatever. That's what I'm going with. So let's move on to the other positions, 11 and 7. Okay. Alright, let's look at this one. How do I do this again? Oh yeah, so this one's a little bit easier to see. Still a little bit hard, but I also use the concave of dirt for this as well. Literally for the exact same reason. It allows us to have our gateways flush against the wall, which is what we want. Or, I don't know what to call this. It's not a wall, but you know what I mean. Like the edge of the map. That's what we want. Okay. Also, for whatever reason, I don't have a pylon there. There should be a pylon there. There's no reason not to have a pylon there. Let's just put one there. But anyways, that's the first row. The second row is going to be over here, of course. And the landmark that I've chosen to use for this is this little patch of dirt. So it's mostly green grass over here. However, our first patch of dirt that we reach, it's like a little bit of dirt just sticking out into the green, and that's just something I'm gonna have to get used to noticing. It's not the most obvious landmark. It'd be nice if there was something there, but you know, it's something. It's something. So that's what I'm using for that. But yeah, I think the biggest thing to notice is there's just a lot of grass, and then there's the first patch of dirt. So that's good enough. And that's going to be our next row. Really easy base layout. We don't have to worry about any kind of gaps, really. Just, you know, the obvious. You want a gap here. I could probably afford to put a pylon over here as well. Yeah, look at that. I could. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how it spawns right now. I don't actually want to mess with it too much, because these all work currently fine. At this point, I'm just looking to see if I can make it, you know, better at all. Oh, can we? Oh, that works actually totally fine. It's not even. We don't even need to mess with that. So sick. All right. Good. Good. And again, there we go. This is it's actually a really nice base. I like this a lot. Plenty of room for pylons over here. We got our tech over here as well. Tech over up here as well. And yeah, again, 23 gateways. So yeah, very nice. Really easy to set up. The ones that are more difficult are these ones, because we have to worry about the gaps. So it's like the bottom left and top right are the ones where we have to deal with that. But it's no big deal. This base, our row, is really easy to make, because it's literally the pylon corner right here. That's it. That's where the row starts. You go down here, and it goes right through on top of the geyser and right onward. Okay, that's the first row, and that's basically the only row we have to worry about. The extra row is over here, and this one's really easy to find, I think, where to place it. Because for one, I mean, I would use the gateway as a landmark, but by the time I make this pylon, I may or may not have the gateway there. So if I don't, and I just want to make the pylon there, what I want to look for is this little patch of green. It's like a little patch of green kind of sticking out over there. And it kind of, yeah, it comes right down there. And we want to place the pylon directly on top of that little patch of green. So directly on top. You can just visualize that, like, oops, not that building. Okay, yeah, it's like right on top. Sits right directly on top of it. And that's going to be our second row, which really isn't much. It's mostly just for these 4 gateways over here. Now we could actually add one more gateway. I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't add it. But we can put it right there, right here. We can't. It's really just one more gateway we can add. We don't want to put it there because that would block things. So either here or here is fine. I think here would be better. I think. Now let's try it out. I always forget where the dragoons will spawn from. Let's see. Let's see if it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. But alright, just to reiterate, the corner here is going to be our row all the way up, and the next landmark is going to be the little patch of green pylon directly on top of it. And there we go. Real simple. One thing I should note too, just like on the bottom right base, we can add pylons over here to speed up the dragoon pathing. Also, it's just nice to have extra pylons, extra places for the pylons. I don't think I should mess with this gap right here. That doesn't seem like something really worth trying. But anyways, we get a lot of gateways. I'm sorry, pylons. So it's a lot of extra supply. And just to demonstrate, actually let me do this one here. Well, actually it doesn't really matter. Either are fine. Here we go. So check it out. It should spawn right in the center. Yeah, back there is fine too. And just to test this as well, make sure everything's fine. That's really good actually, because I believe it should exit right there. And if these pylons weren't there, then it'd have a bit of a longer journey. But other than where the pylons should go, we need to note on these gaps. These gaps are very important. We cannot have this blocked, because again, it's gonna have this one especially. It would have to go all the way through the mineral line, under here, through there. Dear God, no. Save yourself the hassle. So leave that gap. 1 hex. Also, we want a gap here as well. it's just kind of speed up the pathing a lot. So just do that gap there and that gap here. I think this particular formation will take a little bit longer to memorize, just because of the gaps. Just memorizing, just taking the time to realize, oh wait, I have to put a gap here, especially this one, because I think it's really easy to get caught up in the momentum and just be like, oh, BG, 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 But no, really, it's 2 gap, 2 gap, and there we go. So, anyways, that is it. That is all 4 corners, I believe, right? We did them all. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this was useful to you. It's definitely going to be useful to me because I'm probably going to wind up forgetting all this. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.